Welcome to the Beachwood Business Compass podcast, where our mission is simple. We aim to provide small businesses with the tools, resources, and opportunities that are here to help them thrive. By sharing success stories, offering expert advice, and spotlighting community resources, we aim to empower Beachwood businesses to achieve growth, overcome challenges, and unlock new possibilities. I am so fortunate to have Ivor Kiwi, president of the Beachwood 100 Club, joining me today. Beachwood 100 is a group of caring citizens here within the city of Beachwood who have come together to establish and maintain a consistency and a fund to aid police and fire and safety forces here within the city of Beachwood to help in personal emergencies. And the organization was incorporated as a non-for-profit in 1969 and is run with volunteer citizens. So welcome, Ivor. Thank you for joining us here today.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I love Beachwood 100 and the mission and the program and everything that you've put together in terms of events. But tell us a little bit more about the overall mission and what some of the things are that you're working on today.
Yeah, absolutely. You covered it well in the description of what the organization is. And we're a nonprofit, and our mission really is to support the first responders in the city of Beachwood, which is the fire, police, emergency services, and the dispatch. And it's really more of a support net for these for the teams that work to support citizens and businesses throughout Beachwood. And so some of the things that we do is we provide financial services, financial assistance if any of them would need additional financial support for medical emergencies or anything that comes up. We provide funding for safety and fitness equipment at the police and the fire stations. And then we also provide scholarships for children of first responders that are graduating high school and moving on to college.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit more about the scholarships, because I've had the pleasure of coming out to your annual event. And as I think I've mentioned to you in the past, it is one of the most inspirational things that I've been to here within the city of Beachwood. But that event is a one-time annual event, and it brings together the safety forces, the children of the safety forces, and allows those children the opportunity to share their stories and experiences about growing up in the households of some of these safety force members. And the stories that these children share as a part of that scholarship program are really incredible.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so great to hear what they have to say and what they have lived with throughout their lives. And many of us don't realize it. So the event, we are very thankful to Hex Restaurant, who is sponsoring the event and provides both the location and the food for our event. So thank you to Hex. And we have an MC of the event. So it's a very high energy event. The mayor attends, city council members attend, obviously the members of the first responder teams and other citizens. And last year, the last couple of years, we've had Andy Baskin, who's a sports commentator, be our MC. And this year, changing it up a bit, and we have Russ Mitchell, who many of you probably know, WKYC reporter, and he's very well known in the community. So we're so thankful that he's going to be emceeing our event this year. And then, of course, Mayor Burns has a background with the fire department, so he's a huge supporter of this as well.
Yes.
So we have the students apply for a scholarship. They're $2,500 scholarships, and so we're just thankful from the money that we raise that we're able to support them. And usually it's between 4 and 6 students that we give scholarships to each year.
That's fantastic. And as I talked a little bit about the stories that come from the students, do you have anything that you could share relative to some of those stories that you've heard over the years?
Yeah, it's really meaningful. And what I'd like to share, I actually have 2 of them here. One from a child whose father is a firefighter and one who's in the police department. So I'll start with the first, and I'm just going to read part of this because I really want you to have an understanding of where they're coming from. And I can't put it into words, so I'm going to use their words.
Absolutely.
Growing up with a father who is a firefighter and paramedic has been very difficult, but also has given me a different outlook on the world. From a very young age, I was aware that my dad's job was not like most other adults that I knew. The unpredictability of his schedule, sleeping at work, and the stories of intense situations he faced made me realize the demanding nature of this work field. Most of my life, I felt like he was always at work and always gone. But when he would come back, he would have a lot of cool stories when I would ask him to tell me about his day. I would always listen to him and tell these stories about the people he got to work with and that day and the people he saved. I always thought how cool it would be if I could do the same thing when I got older. Over time, I realized that his role was not just fighting fires, but also about helping the community, providing care, and supporting many individuals in times of need. His commitment to saving lives and protecting the community gave me a deep sense of respect for those who dedicate their lives to serving others. This sense of respect has guided me toward a career in nursing, where I would also like to make a difference in many other people's lives.
That is amazing.
It's amazing to have such an inspiration from your parents, you know, and just these are just such great kids.
Absolutely.
And I want to share another one. This one's a tad bit longer, but I think you'll find that this one's really meaningful as well. Everyone has their bad days at work. This typically results in being in a bad mood when you make your way home. I know how it works because I've experienced it too. However, the level of bad days that people may have will vary in extreme degrees. For example, my bad day can be caused simply by my work friends not being placed near me. On the other hand, there's a policeman out there who's hurting because they just watched someone take their own life and were unable to stop them. Sounds extreme, right? Unfortunately, this is a true story, and it's my dad's story. My dad is and always has been a role model in my life. He works hard daily to provide the necessities in our household, which is a lot for a family of 8. He could come home from working all day and immediately be asked to fix something, which he does out of love for our family. We all can tell he's exhausted when he comes home. I am too, and my work is easy. But what my dad does is far from easy. Cops don't necessarily have an easy job, which we can all agree on. However, their job is only getting more complex in an ever-changing world. Disrespect, insults, and fighting are all things that most cops, including my dad, deal with on a daily basis. Yet here he is, coming home after everything that he puts up with at work, and before he can even sit down, he's asked to fix a light bulb. I can't even begin to describe things that I have either overheard or been told about what goes down at my dad's work. Every story only gives me more and more respect for my father. As I continue to grow and understand more things, I hear some of my parents' conversations about work. There are things that my dad has to go through daily, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. In a world full of danger and hate, my dad chooses to be a hero and help people be safe. Knowing what he does for society, despite the negative responses he may get, is encouraging me. My father is the one I look up to in every possible manner, and I hope one day his job won't bear down on him so hard. Every time my dad comes home, I try to remind myself that I have no idea what could have happened at his work that day. His work could have been great, and he'd come home smiling. On the other hand, he could have been watching as someone was dying, and he would still strongly come home with a smile. It's not an easy task to be a cop. So many people will quickly undermine it. I, however, refuse to be one of them. I see some of the inside details that most people may not see in a cop's life, and I will use that to show great respect for those who serve. I love my dad, and just knowing that he goes out into the world and puts his life at risk on a daily basis is scary. In the future, as a society, we will learn to treat cops and all of the hardworking people who protect and help us with the respect they so strongly deserve.
Those are absolutely beautiful letters. And it really brings me back to the event that you have each year, because having attended that event now several years, I can tell you almost every year I am brought to tears by the stories that these children share. And it's really an incredible opportunity to better understand the lives of safety forces and the struggles that do occur there, and the dedication that those safety forces have to serving the community here in Beachwood.
Absolutely. And it really makes you realize they're all people too, so when you see them out on the street and you see them working or just, walking and, in the mall to keep us safe or on the streets driving, that we recognize, they have families, they work hard, they're here to protect us. And that's why we want to give back.
Absolutely. And the overwhelming support that you have from sponsorships and members of the organization, both community members and business members, is exceptional. Could you share with us some of those sponsors that are coming forth this year? Yeah.
So there's two ways that we raise money, and one is through sponsorships and the other is through individual membership. So I'll talk about both. And we're very thankful to our sponsors. And the way, we get a lot of support because it's not a tough sell. It's like, these are people that are supporting and protecting the businesses in Beachwood. When there's an emergency or a scare or anything, God forbid a fire, who do you call? And so it's really great that businesses want to give back and thank the people that protect them. But I just want to read a couple off some of our new sponsors. The Cleveland Jewish News, Crestmont Auto, FCS LA Life, First National Bank, Hex, I mentioned before, Arc Jewelers, Studio J Academy of Dance, The Clubhouse, BASF, and Hyde Park, Glen Mead, Cohatch, and Yuck LLC. So wonderful. Some of them have been sponsors for multiple years, some are new, and we thank all of you that support us.
Absolutely. And how can listeners out there get involved? Is there an opportunity for them to attend these dinners? And what are ways that they could maybe even contribute to the mission of the organization?
Yeah, so the second way is that we have a membership program, and it's $50 a year to be a supporter. We give a decal that goes on your car, as well as a card to show that you're a supporter. So you really can be a card-carrying member of Beachwood 100. And so we provide information throughout the year of the different events that we have. And we do have the scholarship event coming up on May 11th. It's at Hex Restaurant. And if anyone would like to attend, you can go to our website, which is beachwood100.org. So it's beachwood100.org. And you can sign up to join the event as well.
Wonderful. And I believe you even have some volunteer opportunities, because I know I've seen your booth at several of the community events and throughout other activities that are involved with the Chamber of Commerce. Do you also have just volunteer opportunities for members of the community?
Yeah, actually, we're always looking for volunteers. So at events, we have booths to try to promote what we do. And usually we'll have our table next to the fire truck or next to the police booth. And then we're always looking for people to help with different activities that we have. We do have other events throughout the year. So if anyone's interested in donating time, that's really valuable to us. We recently are working with the Beachwood High School marketing class, and they're going to be helping us with our social media and giving us some advice on how to continue to promote throughout the organization. So we're really excited to have that collaboration.
Excellent. Well, I am so glad you joined us here today. On behalf of your organization and myself, we want to give thanks to the safety forces and to those families that all contribute to the better health of the city of Beachwood. If you are looking for more information on the Beachwood 100 or other organizations that are here within the city of Beachwood, you can reach out to on our website at beachwoodohio.com, where you can find the Business One-Stop Resource Center and all of the resources that we have here to support business within the city of Beachwood. Thank you for joining us today.